Hello friends, hope you all are good. Friends, today we are going to talk about a serial killer of Victorian London whose name was Jack the Ripper. The streets of Victorian London breathe differently after nightfall. As the sun sinks beyond the soot-stained rooftops and gas lamps flicker into life, the city exhales a darker self, one shaped by poverty, desperation, and fear. Horse-drawn carts rattle across cobblestones, slick with rain and refuse. Shadows stretch long and uncertain across alleyways where footsteps echo too loudly, and silence can feel like a threat. It is here, in the narrow lanes of Whitechapel, that a mystery was born, one that has endured for more than a century, resisting every attempt to fully explain it. A mystery known to history as Jack the Ripper. Friends, if you are new to our channel, then before listening to it, don't forget to like and share this video, and also subscribe to stay connected with us. The year is 1888. London is the heart of the largest empire the world has ever seen, a city of grandeur and innovation, of scientific progress and industrial might. Yet beneath the polished surface lies another London entirely, one hidden from polite society. The East End is overcrowded and suffocating, home to thousands living in abject poverty. Families cram into single rooms. Work is scarce, wages are meager, and hunger is constant. Disease spreads easily through damp tenements where clean water is a luxury. For many women, survival leaves little choice but to sell their bodies for a few coins and the promise of a warm bed for the night. Whitechapel is not a place of mystery to its residents. It is a place of routine hardship. Violence is common. Death is familiar. But in the late summer and autumn of 1888, something changes. The violence becomes deliberate, methodical, personal, and soon terrifying. In the early hours of August 31st, 1888, a woman's body is discovered in Bucks Row. Her name is Mary Ann Nichols, known to friends as Polly. She lies on her back, skirts raised, throat cut so deeply that nearly severed her head. Her abdomen has been brutally slashed. The scene is shocking, but the police initially assume it is another tragic murder in a district accustomed to cruelty. Nichols is poor, homeless, and a known prostitute. Her death, while horrific, does not yet suggest legend, but something about the wounds unsettles the doctors who examine her. The cuts are precise, purposeful, not the frenzied attack of a drunken brawl. Someone knew exactly where to place the knife. The killer does not stop. Just over a week later, on September 8th, another body is found in the backyard of 29 Hanbury Street. Annie Chapman is dead. Her throat is cut, her abdomen opened. This time the brutality escalates. Organs have been removed. The uterus is missing. The killer has taken something with him. Fear begins to spread. Newspapers seize the story. Headlines scream of a Whitechapel murderer. The public demands answers, but the police have none. There are no witnesses, no weapon, no clear motive. Only the growing certainty that a serial killer is stalking the East End. Londoners lock their doors tighter at night. Vigilante patrols form. Rumors swirl through pubs and lodging houses. Some say the killer is a foreigner, a Jew, a sailor, a butcher, a doctor. Suspicion turns neighbors against each other. Anyone could be the murderer. Everyone could be next. Then the letters begin. In late September, a letter arrives at a news agency, written in red ink, mocking the police for their failure to catch the killer. It is signed with a name never seen before: Jack the Ripper. Whether the letter is authentic remains debated, but the name sticks. It transforms the murderer into something more than a man. He becomes an idea, a shadow, a monster with a signature. The killings intensify. On the night of September 30th, 2 women are murdered within an hour of each other. Elizabeth Stride is found with her throat cut, but without the abdominal mutilations seen in the other victims, suggesting the killer was interrupted. Less than an hour later, Catherine Eddowes is discovered in Mitre Square. Her face is slashed beyond recognition. Her abdomen is opened, and her left kidney and part of her uterus are removed. The killer escapes once again, vanishing into the maze of streets as if swallowed by the city itself. Police Commissioner Sir Charles Warren faces mounting pressure. The Metropolitan Police flood Whitechapel with officers, yet the murders continue. Investigators pursue hundreds of leads, arrest countless suspects, and interrogate men based on the flimsiest of evidence. Still, Jack the Ripper remains elusive. Part of the problem lies in the limitations of Victorian policing. There are no fingerprints, no DNA. Forensic science is in its infancy. Autopsies are crude. Crime scenes are contaminated by curious onlookers. Information is slow, fragmented, and often unreliable. The killer benefits from chaos, from darkness, from a system unprepared to face a predator who kills without clear motive and disappears without trace. The victims themselves are marginalized. They are poor women whose lives rarely mattered to society until their deaths became sensational. Their movements are difficult to track. Their social circles are transient. They vanish into the night unnoticed, and when they are found, it is often too late. As autumn deepens, the fear becomes suffocating. Mothers keep daughters indoors. Men arm themselves with knives and clubs. Lodging houses refuse entry to suspicious strangers. The East End feels like a city under siege. And yet, amid the panic, the killer remains calm, calculated, unseen. Another letter arrives, this time accompanied by a small box. Inside is half of a human kidney, preserved in spirits. The letter claims it was taken from one of the victims and taunts the authorities once more. Whether this was truly sent by the killer or by a sick opportunist seeking attention is unknown, but the effect is undeniable. The terror deepens. Jack the Ripper is no longer just killing, he is communicating. Doctors debate the nature of the wounds. Some believe the killer has anatomical knowledge, perhaps a surgeon or medical student. Others argue that the cuts are too rough, too inconsistent, more in line with a butcher or slaughterhouse worker. Each theory spawns new suspects. Each suspect fades into uncertainty. The newspapers fuel the hysteria. Sensational illustrations depict cloaked figures with gleaming knives. Stories exaggerate details, inventing patterns and motives. The line between fact and fiction blurs. Jack the Ripper becomes both a real murderer and a creature of the public imagination. Behind closed doors, the police are divided. Jurisdictional conflicts arise between the Metropolitan Police and the City of London Police. Pride and bureaucracy hinder cooperation. Valuable time is lost. Evidence slips through fingers. By November, the murders stop as suddenly as they began. No arrest is made. No confession emerges. Jack the Ripper simply vanishes, leaving behind 5 canonical victims. Though some argue there were more, and a legacy of unanswered questions. Was the killer imprisoned for another crime? Did he die? Did he emigrate? Or did he simply stop? The silence only deepens the mystery. The lack of resolution transforms the case into legend. Over the decades, countless theories emerge. Suspects range from impoverished locals to royalty, from artists to asylum inmates. Each theory claims certainty. None can prove it. What makes Jack the Ripper endure is not just the brutality of the crimes, but the void they left behind. A story with no ending invites endless retelling. Each generation reshapes the mystery through its own lens, projecting fears, obsessions, and assumptions onto the faceless killer. And at the center of it all are the streets of Whitechapel, unchanged in memory, even as the city around them evolves. Cobblestones replaced by pavement, gas lamps by electric light, but the shadows remain, echoing with questions that refuse to fade. Who was Jack the Ripper? Was he a man of the East End, blending seamlessly into its misery, or an outsider descending into the slums to hunt? Was he driven by madness, ideology, or something more personal? Did he feel power, compulsion, satisfaction? Or was he simply a man who exploited darkness and disorder, knowing the world he lived in would never truly see him? The mystery begins here, in blood-stained streets and frightened whispers, in a city caught between progress and decay. Before the theories, before the suspects, before the myth overtook the man, there were the nights, the victims, and the silence that followed. And this is not the end of this mystery. To know more, subscribe to our channel. See you in second part.